Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be looking at Kratos, another Kratos figure. This is from Neca. This figure was released in 2018, and this is from the new God of War that was released on the PlayStation 4, where he goes to, the Norse mythology instead of the Greek mythology. So this figure actually was released before the video game was, and a lot of people were really hyped for it. There's a few things that I want to go over this figure. So before anything, this figure was released before the video game came out, and if you guys haven't played the video game, they're like towards almost, I want to say halfway through, maybe towards 3/4 of the way through, you go back to your house for specific weapons. And if you know what I'm talking about, this figure did not come with those. He only came with what you saw in the trailer for the video game. So a lot of people were, sad at the time when this figure came out, because they're like, oh no, they're not going to include those other weapons that Kratos is known for in the God of War. But lo and behold, later on down the road, they came out with a 2-pack with, Kratos and his son Atreus, where, those were included. But this figure, because it was a release before the video game, it did not include them. So right now we're getting a good 360 view of the figure. What we're going to do next is bring the figure up the turntable and take a look at everything that the figure comes with. Oh, there he goes. I want to apologize for that. This one is another figure that does not stand well. His feet, there we go, we can leave him right there. So we're going to take him off the turntable and take a look at everything he comes with. Alrighty folks, so this is everything that the figure comes with. He does actually come with another piece, although I don't know if he actually did come with it. I do want to say he did. I'll go over it with the figure when we do the review of the figure. We'll get it up close. But anyway, so this is everything that the figure comes with. The first thing we'll go over is, I guess, his knife. This is just, I think he gives this knife to his son in the video game, doesn't he? And then he actually, I guess the son leaves it behind, and Kratos grabs it again and tells him not to lose it again or something like that. But, I mean, overall, the metal on it, you know what? You can't really see the detail. I'm sorry, I have the other lens, but it actually, I'm actually repairing it because some of the plastic broke off of it. So, bear with me here. There we go. You can get, okay, so there's a little bit of design on the blade itself, and you can see kind of like a rusty brown on it. And then the handlebar, the handle on it itself, it's not bad. It's just this nice piece of wood with, with the straps wrapped around it. So a very nice little knife, and I'll show you where that goes on the figure. The next thing we're going to look over is the Leviathan Axe. We'll set that down. Now this Leviathan Axe is just, it's really, really well designed. The detail on it is just amazing. There we go. I think that's, because if I put it too close, it's going to get blurry. It's not too bad. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, as you can see on the axe itself, you can see the designs from the video game. You got the little gems right here on the side. That's just really amazing, all the detail they put on the Leviathan Axe. And the same with the other side. I think they're both the same on both sides. This Leviathan Axe actually comes apart in the middle. And at first I was like, what for? That's kind of dumb. But so most figures, when you have to put something like this in their arm, in their hand to grab it, most figures you have to kind of open their arm a little bit, and some figures they get kind of brittle and they break. So this NECA had the genius idea, which is genius, to there we go, to actually make it come apart into two. Why? So you can stick this part inside his arm like this, and I'll show you on the figure, and the other one comes like this, so you don't even have to try and open the arm or the figure's arms anymore, or hands. It just kind of sticks together like that. But anyway, looking at the rest of the Leviathan Axe, the wooden part, it looks very, very nicely detailed. I wish you guys can see you kind of can, the little designs that's on it. And then here's the little handle for it as well. It's just wrapped in more cloth or whatever Kratos uses. But that's the Leviathan Axe. And the last thing is the Guardian Shield. As you guys may know, this Guardian Shield, you know, it opens and closes, and he has it kind of stuck to his, like, you know, gauntlet arm right there, where it's just always closed and then it just opens on command. So going over this, I mean, I'm sorry, I just say it's just, it's gold with kind of like a grayish brownish wash to it. So I mean, the detail is really there. I mean, the detail is very, very well there, as you can see. It's just a paint application. It's just kind of bland. Now I do like the back of it, but you know, keep going with the forward part here, the front part, not the forward, the front part. The designs to it, I mean, just the design in general, it's all there. It really is. You look at any small little design on it, it's just all there. But just the paint detail, I don't know, it just, maybe they could have put some blood on it, you know? I mean, he is fighting a whole bunch of, I guess they don't really have blood, but they could have just put more to it than it just being just a regular shield. I mean, then again, you know, who am I to say anything like that? It's just my personal opinion. But anyway, I do like the back of it. Now this pegs in, like I said, onto his gauntlet, which I'll go over here shortly when I bring the figure out. But as you can see, I do like this red. I actually haven't played the game in a little while, but I don't remember seeing this red on the shield before. This does not turn or anything like that. It just kind of pegs in there. But I don't remember seeing the red on there. And I think that's a very, very nice. It's a nice detail, actually, when you're, I'm actually going to have to boot up that game one of these days to kind of really look into it, see if it does do that. But it's just a nice detail that they didn't have to do, and they did. So that's very nice. So what we're going to do next, we're going to put those down. What we're going to do next is bring out the figure and take a closer look. Alrighty, folks. So here he is, Kratos. Older Kratos. Bearded older Kratos. So the first thing we're going to do with Kratos here is we're going to get his height. Wow, he stands, I don't know if it's me, he stands at like 8 inches. Exactly, maybe 8 1/8? Yeah, he's taller than, and then 7 7/8. He's about 8 or 8 1/8 inches. Wow. So he's a tall figure for NECA, actually. Most NECA figures are, I think, about 7, a little over 7 inches. So he is a tall figure. So anyway, going over this figure that I'm so super excited to go over. Kratos is one of my favorite video game characters of all time, and I'm glad they brought the series back. So going from top to bottom, he does have the same pale white skin with the details there. You got the scar at his eye right there. You can't really tell on camera. I really apologize for that. You can see it a little bit there. He has the red tattoo around his head, and then he has that glorious beard that he has there. And I kind of like it because you can actually see the detail of the beard, and you can kind of see the grayish to it as well. I like that they put that into it. You know, like I said, and going over, the rest of his body is just all pale white with the same, you know, red tattoo that goes around to his back. But this one, unlike the other one, does have the shoulder armor here, like in the video game, and this is just very well, nicely detailed. It's kind of like a very soft plastic, so it kind of moves on him, but it's just, the detail is just insane. Because when you look close, like for example, we're looking at the bottom part right here, you can tell that that's like a fuzzy part of, you know, to keep him warm. And then you got the leather up here with the design, and then you got like the little stitching on the design itself. Look at that stitching. And then you got the buckle right here, and then the back of it, there's the rest of the furry stuff that I'm talking about. This actually doesn't move, so it's not it's a flap, but it doesn't move. You got the rest of that furry fur, you know, and the rest of the buckle is right there. And then you got this. If you guys know what that's from, that's where he carries his axe. The Omega, is that what it's called, right? The Omega sign. He has that right there, and then the shoulder still continues onto his arm right there. It's almost like on his bicep, and you can actually still see the strap that goes around his bicep. And then his, you know, this is actually where he has like the what's it called? The shield. And I like this. So considering this, he just has regular wraps around his arm right here. And here, I want you to guys notice something. I want you to notice that I haven't noticed before. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch it on camera. Maybe you can catch it right there a little bit. Right here, at the edge of the bind right there, you can see a chain scar. That is just so insane to me. That, there we go. You can see a lot better. That is insane to me that they added that. Wow, I was just so amazed that you can actually see the scars from his chains from before. That's some detail they did not have to add, and they did. And the other detail that they added from this figure that I really liked that they added. I mean, because you can actually see. Wait. No, because this one goes a little bit higher. So, okay, so you can't sit on this one, but this one, I like this. Why? Because he has the metal right here. Why does he have the metal? Because he knows every single time that the shield opens and closes, it's going to be kind of, going tough on his arm, so he has that to protect himself, like in the video game, and I really like that they added that detail. So going over his, I guess, his waist stuff. So, it just has a lot going on right here. So let's start. He doesn't have the head, obviously. He doesn't have the head on him. So he does have his wife's ashes right here. He has this little thing for the knife, which I guess I can do it now. I mean, why not? This knife fits in very nicely right there, as you can see. It has a pouch right there, a whole horn right there, which doesn't really move. It's kind of stuck to him. Now, before I go any further, there is this piece right here. That's where the shield, I'll show you guys as well. That's actually where the shield pegs in. There's only one specific way for it to peg in. You can't peg it in any other way. It goes in just like that, see? Just like that. That looks amazing. Now, what I was trying to get at is, I don't know, I'm going to set this aside for now. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure it did. It came with something to cover this if you weren't using that. And I believe from the few earthquakes that we've had so far, I've had this figure since 2018. The few earthquakes we had, and or me leaving my window open, something. Because I had this on the stand, and I had it like right here, and I have no idea what happened to it. But anyway, so I apologize for that. It's not really the 100% complete figure because of that piece. But anyway, going over still. Oh, like I said, before I go any further onto this, you see how his arm is like this, or his hand? It's closed. So what I was talking about with the Leviathan Axe, to try to get this in here, you kind of really have to pull his fingers open. And same thing right here. So instead of doing that, what Neca did, there we go. You can actually push this through. There we go. And then kind of pull it down a little bit, or push it down. And there we go. You have him holding onto the Leviathan Axe with no, trying to open up his fingers and stuff like that. So anyway, so we'll leave him like that. I'll put his arm up or down. So going over the rest of his stuff on his waist right here. So like I said, he does have a horn that you can't move. And he has this little thing that kind of, like a little skirt thing that kind of covers up his old skirt. This right here is his old skirt from when he was in Greek. When I do a comparison, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That is this right here. So on the other one, he had these, and he had like something like this as well. Except this piece, you don't see it on him anymore on the old one. So when I do the comparison, I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, continuing on. So the reason this figure has a hard time standing up, as you can see, the plastic, the leg, it's kind of going this way. See? You see how, there we go. You see how it's kind of easy to go this way, and it's kind of like it goes back. That's why it has a hard time standing up. But anyway, the rest of his body, the pants, very nicely detailed, very dark. You can't really see him much, nothing too much to talk about, just kind of one plain color. But I do like he has his knees covered up. And then, his from his legs down, his little boots. He doesn't have them sandals anymore that he did on the God of War series, and these kind of are strapped up as well. This kind of reminds me, I don't know if you guys remember watching the Riddick movies. That movie itself, Riddick, he does the same exact thing. He has like regular boots, and he kind of wraps them up as well. So what we're gonna do next, I'm gonna before I continue any further, I'll take this out of his hand, set it aside, put his arm down, and go from here. So what we're going to do next is go over his articulation. Alrighty, folks, so going over his articulation from top to bottom. He does have... So he can, yes, he can. Okay, he has a 360-degree turn at his head, but you kind of have to go upward, because if he's looking down, you can't, because it's hitting his traps right there, is what they call them. His movement is actually at the base of his head and not the neck itself. He has no movement at the neck whatsoever. He does not have a butterfly joint, but he does have a 360-degree turn at his arm. He can move his arm upward to about there, literally to about there, and he goes down to about there, which isn't too bad. He does have a 360 turn at the bicep. He has a double bend, double bend at the elbow. There we go. He does have... Yes, he does have a ball joint. It's actually, you can actually see the ball joint a little bit, but he does have a ball joint at his wrist. So it does turn 360. It does go side to side. He doesn't really go, I guess, depending on where it catches. But he does go side to side, and that's about it. Let's see. The last thing I actually didn't go over in my, up close with the figure. He does have that scar right there. And I do like that they included that, and you can't see it from the back. So he has no movement at the torso. He does have maybe... I'm pretty sure if you pushed it... You know what? I'm going to push it. There we go. Oh, so he does have a 360 turn at the waist, which is very nice. As far as his legs go up to about there. See, and this is why I don't want to do stuff. This already fell off. I'm going to have to look where it came from. I think it came from right here, which kind of sucks. I'm going to have to super glue it. So, there you go. That's why you don't want to push your figure too much, because little parts fall off of him. Kind of got me upset. But anyway, it's part of it. Anyway, so it goes back to about there. Does he go? Yeah, he does. He actually does the splits. So we'll just do one, because I don't want to ruin the other side. So he goes up to about there. His knee, actually, I'm sorry. So he has a little bit of movement at the top of his thigh there, as you can see. That's probably, I never actually noticed that. That's probably why. So he has movement at the top of his knee. Or I'm sorry, his thigh. His knee, there is no movement side to side at his knee. But he does have also a double bend at the knee as well. And... there's no movement whatsoever at the... No, there isn't. There's no movement whatsoever at the calves. And as far as the ankle goes, there's side-to-side movement, a little bit of upward and downward movement, but not much. And then as far as his toes go, it goes upward. So I'm going to put this aside, try to figure out where it goes, super glue it later. I'm going to finish this... review and try to put it all back together, which I hate when that happens, but it happens. Come on, dude. There we go. That's good standing. There we go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to pull out the other God of War figure, and we're going to do some comparisons. Alrighty, folks. So as far as comparisons, let me see if I can get it better. I'm sorry, my fingers were there again. There we go. That's a little bit better. Get a little close up, maybe a little bit. There we go. There we go. I should really do that off camera. So as far as comparisons, I've only done, excuse me, I've only done a review of one more other Kratos, and that was from the God of War 3 video game. Let me bring him out real quick. Sorry, just making sure you can stand up next to him. There he is. Come on, there we go. Why? There we go. Good. Okay. So they are the same person in general. This one's just a little... I think this one looks a little bit more muscular. Obviously, this one has the beard. That one just has a little goatee on him. That one has an angry face to him. I do want to say this one looks a lot slimmer, but his legs just look ridiculous compared to the other Kratos. So as you can see, this is what I was talking about. This one, he's also wearing the little... straps. So is this one. The only place where it changes is this one has the kind of like the Greek kind of cloth to it, and this one has a different one. Now, if you guys played the video games, this cloth is actually wrapped around something that he pulls out later on in the game. So I really like the continuity with that. But seeing these two together side by side, it's really a nice view, and I really like that view. Just them there together, you know, from the last God of War game that we got on PS3. I think it also got remastered for the PS4, but the last legit kind of hack and slash God of War game, to where the new God of War, where it's not even, I mean, yes, it's still a hack and slash, but it's more like an RPG, you know, build up your character, his armor, his weapons, as to where this one, it wasn't really nothing like that. You just kind of upgraded your weapons and your magic, and went on, you know, circle, square, tap, something like that, and did his combos. As to where this one, you really had to think of how you were going to go into particular battles. You know, and also in the video games, the view kind of changed. This one kind of was like a third person view. This one was more like a over the shoulder view. So just seeing these two figures together, side by side, it's something great to look at. They're the same character. Just one is just, he's, you know, a lot more mature and a lot older and a lot wiser. So, alrighty, folks. So here he is, Kratos from Neca, released in 2018 from the new God of War game. If you guys like the video, please like and share it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Please put the video, the video out there more and have other people subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, negative, something negative to say, something positive, constructive criticism, please leave a comment down below. Anything helps, whether it's good or bad. I also please do ask that if you guys watch the videos, please watch them all the way through. It helps, you know, the YouTube algorithm and, you know, YouTube to circulate my videos out there more. Also, if you guys want to see an inside scoop, a sneak peek before YouTube, please check out my Instagram and give me a follow. I'll leave the link down in the description below. That being said, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.